everyone, Artosis here, bringing you some CasterMuse Star League Season 4. This is from the round of 24 in Group A, and it's a Zerg versus Zerg. We have Action in the top right of Eclipse, known as one of the hardest working Zergs out there. Definitely a macro Zerg, but his Zerg versus Zerg games have been really fantastic in ASL for the last several seasons now. He's going up against MisO, who's really known as a very aggressive Zerg. This guy, people even tease him because he gets so aggressive. Definitely a strong Zerg, though. I think he's a bit underrated, but really when you look at these two, you have to give the edge to Action. MisO is a player that doesn't always make it into ASL, and when he does, he doesn't make a big splash, whereas Action is someone who just continually improves. You know, you don't actually expect him to go out of the round of 24. You expect him at least round of 16, maybe round of 8. So definitely one of the strongest Zergs, but again, underappreciated. Now let's take a look at their opening builds here on Eclipse, our two-player map. Obviously, they know where each other are, so the Overlords are going to go directly there and figure out what's going on. Over here for MisO, it looks like it's going to be a hatchery first build. Whereas over here, this is looking like a 9 pool. Okay, so Action definitely going to get a bit aggressive here. Oh, and it's actually, I'm sorry, it's not going to be a hatchery first. Instead, it is going to be a 12 pool here for MisO. And 12 pool is generally good against a 9 pool, right? Like you're not taking your hatchery, so you're not going to take any damage. Your pool is quick enough. But you also have a bit of a bigger economy. As you can see here, 10 drones against 9 right now. Now, that doesn't mean that the 9 pool is in an unwinnable position, not by any means. They're actually mining a lot of gas and can get their layer up very quickly. They can keep some pressure on and maybe slip in some drones later on, but you can see that difference in mining quality here. Right now we have 7 drones mining on minerals. He just took one off of the gas as he started the layer, and then over here you can see he's had 7 the entire time, but then also 3 still on gas. So yeah, I mean, looking at the openers, I want to say that MisO has like a slight edge, but it's not a gigantic deal. Now, here comes Action's Lings across the map. 6 Lings pushing out. We also have Zergling speed on the way here for MisO. So he might actually end up being the aggressive Ling player, considering he is getting a much quicker hatchery here. Now, he does have 6 Lings of his own coming out, so he should be able to defend this rather easily. We'll see if there's a bit of fancy micro going down. No, looks like Action will pull back from now. Seeing that hatchery timing, I'm quite sure that he knows that it's a 12 pool. And he, you know, that's the thing, right? Like these pro gamers, they look at this situation, they look at like the health on the hatchery and the amount of Zerglings, and he knows exactly what's up. So he's pulling back, realizing, you know what? The player who went for 12 pool has more drones early on, is able to get that second hatchery more quickly, thus will have more larvae, thus will have more Zerglings. So Action right now pulling back on top of his ramp. You can see his spire going down. He is getting his own Zergling speed as well, but he's going to have to make a very defensive concave here, and you can see he's doing that. He's lining those Zerglings up exactly next to each other, so you cannot squeeze through, and the maximum amount of Zerglings will attack at each time. In the meantime, MisO rallying up his Zerglings. And, oh, that's interesting. Action canceled speed and then started it again. So he's getting speed just in case. This is a trick that you can see sometimes where they won't necessarily want speed or want whatever is being made, and you can just keep canceling and restarting it so that it will be gotten quicker if you end up feeling like you need it. Either way, we have MisO now starting up his Spire. Of course, the Spire of Action is going to be finished up. MisO's Overlord is here. He sees what's going on. Action's Overlord is here. He sees what's going on. They see the timings from each other. Now we have to see, does MisO go for an all-out Zergling attack, or is he going to go for an Evolution Chamber? I think he's going Evolution Chamber. We've seen him make a lot of drones here. And yeah, there it is. The Evolution Chamber going down. So he's going to have to make some spores because, like I said, he has the extra larva. Maybe he could try to bust and force only Zerglings being made or force the Mutalisks to be defensive. But looking at this, he's got a ton more drones right now. 18 against 11. Of course, we do see some colonies being put down, so that will fall off. And not just that, he's had more drones mining the whole time. So that means that he's banked up a little bit more money as well to be able to purchase these buildings. He's got triple. It looks like he's going to go at least 2 spores. I think there's actually going to be 3 spores. He's pulling back the lings now as well. He's going to have to make pure zerglings or make a sunken. Okay, yeah, he's making 2 spores here, which is pretty much needed, and he's just pumping out zerglings as quickly as possible because Action has actually made a lot of zerglings here. He's gotten his zergling speed as well, and here he comes, just gonna rush in, but there are a lot of zerglings here for MisO. The drones coming up in front to block these zerglings, so he's losing a bit of mining time from this aggression. 2 slip by. MisO gonna chase those down. And Action wants to utilize his Mutalisk advantage, but is he going to be able to do that? If he can't get something done, MisO should start pulling ahead based on the second hatchery, based on the more larva, and the fact that he has these spores up. So here come those mutas, looking for an in. I don't see any right now. Like, he can stop the rallying of zerglings, which can be very powerful. Oh, he catches a muta on its way out. Beautiful move there from Action, already getting a single Mutalisk kill. And look at this, going to the bottom of these mineral patches, trying to stay out of range of the spores. Spores so strong against Mutalisks, especially in the early parts of the game. Once you get a lot, you can kill them, but right now, absolutely stay away. And we have 3 mutas ready right now for MisO. A lot of his drones unable to mine minerals. He's going to throw down a second spore. It looks like another drone gets picked off, and you can see that Action is closing the gap right now. But wait a minute. Oh, okay. So he's actually throwing down for himself an evolution chamber and 2 creep colonies. That's really interesting. Like, I honestly never really see. Okay, a sunken. That makes much more sense to me because he was making the evolution chamber, so I got a little bit confused there. Huh. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Like, maybe he was thinking about it, but you don't really need spores if you have the higher Mutalisk count. Anyways, it looks like he's going to go in and dive in on top of these mutas, and these do have to fly back. It's 4 against 4 right now. Pretty close overall. You have to be careful, though, and Action is going to GG, unable to find that damage. MisO wins the best of 1.